Snow White is a German fairy tale, first written down in the early 19th century. The Brothers Grimm published it in 1812 in the first edition of their collection Grimm's Fairytales. Now, I am telling this story as a storyteller. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between snow-covered mountains, there lived a young princess named Snow White. She was known far and wide for her unparalleled beauty, her hair as dark as the midnight sky, and her skin as fair as freshly fallen snow. However, her stepmother, the queen, was consumed by envy and could not bear the thought of anyone surpassing her in beauty. One day, as Snow White wandered through the castle gardens, she stumbled upon an ancient and mysterious mirror hidden in the depths of the queen's chamber. The enchanted mirror spoke the truth and revealed that Snow White was now the fairest in the land, surpassing even the queen. Consumed by jealousy, the queen's heart turned dark, and she hatched a plan to rid herself of Snow White once and for all. The queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest and dispose of her. The huntsman, torn between loyalty and compassion, led Snow White into the heart of the woods but couldn't bring himself to harm her. He warned Snow White of the queen's wicked intentions and urged her to flee and hide in the safety of the forest. Lost and alone, Snow White ventured into the mystical woods, where she stumbled upon a tiny cottage. To her surprise, the cottage was home to 7 dwarfs: Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, Dopey, and Doc. They were initially wary of the princess, but soon warmed to her kindness and innocence. Snow White became a part of their makeshift family, and they, in turn, vowed to protect her from the queen's malevolent grasp. Back at the castle, the queen discovered that Snow White was still alive through her magical mirror. Consumed by rage, she concocted a plan to end Snow White's life herself. Disguising herself as an old peddler woman, the queen offered Snow White a poisoned apple. Despite the dwarf's warnings, Snow White took a bite, and immediately she fell into a deep slumber. The dwarfs, grief-stricken, placed Snow White in a glass coffin and mourned her apparent demise. However, fate had other plans. A prince from a neighboring kingdom, enchanted by Snow White's beauty, heard of her plight and came to the forest. As he gazed upon her lifeless form, he couldn't help but be captivated by her beauty. Overwhelmed by his emotions, the prince kissed Snow White gently, breaking the curse that bound her. Snow White's eyes fluttered open, and the forest rejoiced in the awakening of its beloved princess. Grateful for the dwarf's kindness and the prince's bravery, Snow White returned to her kingdom, where she ruled with compassion and fairness. As for the queen, her wickedness eventually caught up with her. The mirror, to rid of falsehoods, shattered into 1,000 pieces, and the queen was left to face the consequences of her jealousy. Snow White's story became a legend of love, friendship, and the triumph of good over evil, echoing through the mountains and forests for generations to come. Thanks for watching our videos. If you like this video, please hit subscribe to this channel.